All right, well, here we go. Let's see here. Making sure my levels are good. Yeah, should be fine. Should be good. Should be good. Okay, so recap. We're Sweden. We're in the beta. We are going to be following a strategy of migrating people and building up cities to kind of centralize and just really make efficient our economy. And we're going to be going for the achievement to ensure the Protestants win the war of religion. So let's take a look-see just to resituate ourselves. I had to wait a little bit. I felt like I needed to. It's because there's so many issues in the beta. And they should have fixed some of those more pressing ones now. I was given a good tip by somebody. I think the name was Picard. Might have been the real Picard, you know. The real Patrick Stewart on YouTube. They were saying you actually can make Finland. Despite them being a court, you actually can still make them a vassal, which would be ideal. So let's create subjects in historical subjects. Yeah, there we go. We can do it. So let's make him a vassal. And let's see if we can cede some territory to them. Because all this territory is really shit. Right now it's no good, so we'll just give them that territory. Should make things better for us, make things better for them. Hopefully that was for the best. Okay. And now we've been trying to enforce our culture on our subjects. Has it been working? Let's take a look over here. Somehow he's Corsican. Not even fucking Danish. Not even Swedish. Yeah, what the hell? It's like not even. Oh, it's not even our own culture. I don't know. What about over here? Karelia? Novgorodian? Yeah, it's... They seem to just be turning themselves back to their own culture, so... We gotta do the assimilating ourselves. We've got migration encouragement happening. That's good. Let's work on assimilating pops into our culture. One area at a time. So we'll circle back and like reunite with these guys later, but as it is now, it was just not helping us. So let's get this industry pumped up. That's what we need to do. At some point, we're going to want to reunite our lands with these guys, but we need a significantly stronger navy than we have. So we can begin unifying with Norway. And just assimilate. We've got so much to do, so much to build up right now. We're gonna really start messing shit up once we get our economy going. We're gonna start pushing into HRE. No one's gonna stop us. This is an issue. They really need to address this because this is terrible. The attrition that ships suffer in these seas, it just makes it so you can't. You have to baby them and make sure they're not out in the winter. It's so frustrating. Lost a core. It's crazy. Yeah, so yeah, like I was saying, there were some issues with the beta for a bit. There was just the way they had rebalanced things. There was just crazy lumber and iron shortages, and then they had issues with like the mathematics they did for their estates was just fucked. So estates were getting 100% of the money. It was a bit of a mess. So the new update came out, so we're gonna continue on. Hopefully, some of their broken shit is fixed. It should be nice and playable. That's the idea. So right now we've kind of achieved our like near-term goals. We've got our buffer states out here. We're working on colonizing inland. We're slowly going to take this territory. We're building up our industrial base out here. So it's all coming together. So at this point, let's see here. Do we have any crown characters we can put in place? We want crowns, of course, because it gives us that. Now I can't afford him. He's a noble, and he's a noble. That's not great. How about this guy? Our king is there. He's a noble, so this is actually... We don't want that. I don't know how that happened. There. We need to get... The crown has to lead our armies. And we want the crown as well. Lower that right down. Let's get our spy networks going. We want spy networks going so we can steal technology. That's the goal here. We'll make the clergy happy. We like the research bonus, so it's fine with me. It's okay with me. So yeah, our immediate objective is like pushing into here, getting rid of their market. We want our market to extend further. And coming around this way for now would be okay. Like we can just keep pushing out here and putting vassals. I think soon we can have marches, or we already have marches. Let's see here. March your lords. Bit of a way to go to get Marcher Lords. There. So that's in queue now. Ideally, taking this territory out here and creating a nice big march would be fantastic. We'd like that. In the meantime, we just got to keep cranking up our economy. So we build here. Another bog iron smelter would be great. The more iron we have, the better. We like iron. Iron is great. I don't want to eat a stability hit. It's been so much investment to get our stability up to where it is. And we can actually kind of curtail that investment a little bit. Start making some money again. We need to be pumping up our economy before anything else. So we'll do a noble marriage with the Duchy of Lithuania here, because that could potentially set us up for a claim throne later. In the more near term, I think we just go and just war deck these guys, take a big chunk of territory. Okay, we need more money. So yeah, money, that's kind of the issue right now. Get another armory up. So we do not need to be building another armory. What the fuck? It's allowing us to build a pirate stronghold. That can't be right. So this is obviously a bug. Interesting that it allows us to build. This is supposed to be something you can build as the Victual Brothers. This isn't something we should be allowed to build. That being said, if you guys want to see a Victual Brothers playthrough, I was thinking about doing a playthrough where I allow you to adopt other religions and go Norse. So then we start a Norse pirates stronghold. I think that'd be pretty dope. So we literally just become pirate Vikings. I think it would be pretty cool. So we're going to put a crown member here. That's our... And then what we want to do is actually promote him. I guess somebody else must be head of the cabinet. Yeah. Must be it. Okay, so... Royal marriage rights is fine. We like that. This isn't really doing a whole lot for us. And it's increasing their power, which we don't love. And now this one. This increases their power a lot. We don't like that. Also, things have changed. So apparently free subjects is not so great now. Some of the changes. They've changed free subjects. Free subjects used to be dope. But there's no longer... So there's still the pop promotion speed, which is really good. Versus serfdom, we get the raw material output. Yeah. As much as I like pop promotion speed, we can just use a cabinet action for that. The satisfaction. Yeah, I think we want serfdom now. Honestly, the raw materials output is good. Everything else here is trash. So like, pop promotion speed's fine. We don't care about levies. That's just the fact of the matter. Enfranchisement, I don't know. So like, if we, I guess a lot of money just goes to either the commoner or the nobility. And if you have really enfranchised peasants, then the nobility gets less money, so taxing them is less important. You know? So I can see an argument for going for the peasant enfranchisement. Because nobles are pretty pesky. Like, they're kind of hard to keep happy. Especially since I enjoy stripping away their rights. So maybe we do just enfranchise our peasants and say screw it. So that, like, the possible 10% bonus is like, it's good, but it's just RGOs, right? Like, that's not nothing, but it's a big swing in enfranchisement. Plus 33% versus minus 33%. That's huge. I'm unsure. Having to pivot like this. Yeah, I don't know. Before, with the prosperity of the free subjects, it was kind of a no-brainer. Okay, so we've been dilly-dallying. Let's take a look-see. We want those spinners guilds going. You get the breweries and the wineries going, yeah. Over here. What do we got? Spinners guilds, yeah, it's kind of the same deal over here, so. I see. Yeah, we need the bridge will get proximity up. Look at the bridge going. People love goddamn fruits. It's like a need. We'll get that going too. Migration is going along. Hopefully we'll have enough money right away for that. Not enough gold. How's Finland doing? Raising their tax base pretty massively. That's good. Yeah, they have 100K. I'm wondering, should I just make them a scootage? Yeah. Oh, we don't have any diplomats. We can't do anything right now. Put a gold to turn towards that. Let it creep up. Gosh, this is going slowly. Yeah, all right, well, it is what it is. Okay, well, the econ's starting to take off. This is good. It's just kind of just gotta let this place cook. Get our assimilation going. We'll swallow up all this territory back into us, and then build some pretty disgusting armies. I think that's the plan. Reclaim this land. Yeah, these guys are kind of isolated. We can really bully them and mess with them, and they're not going to do a goddamn thing about it. Thing is building that professional army is going to cost a lot of money. And we don't have a crazy high econ yet. We need to really pump this up. So I think we got to play nice. Just for a little while. Because we got to, like, leapfrog. Like, we're like a... We've got a lot of territory coming our way. Like, we really do control all of this. Norway is going to be unifying with us. We're going to vote for the Swift unification. Pump that up. So we voted for unification. I don't know why unification's not occurring. Do I have to begin it? Ah. I see. So we have to actually start unification. So this is really not happening. Let's just cancel that. It's not really working. Our culture is not powerful enough in comparison to England. So what we need to do is we need to let that come up. Let's spend a tiny bit more on diplomacy. Let's come back over here. Get the breweries and the wineries going. Over here. Let's get another Spinners Guild. So, this is exactly why we want cities before anything. The higher level buildings that we can get to, building level 10s for like this starter buildings, just makes everything so much more efficient. And now we're starting to bump into an issue here. So, like, our economy demands iron. Well, we don't have any. That's an issue, right? Okay, so we need to be building. So here, how many people are promoting? Okay, so this is going to take a while. We need to be producing more iron. Despite producing a fair amount and having access to it, we're still already gobbling it all up. Alright, that's fine. We'll get to it. So the solution is pretty simple. All we gotta do is, so these RGOs, we have the iron, we just gotta move people over here to mine it. Let's pause this here. Let's take a look. I think naval infrastructure is gonna be the way to go. We want the development points. We like naval. We love it. So we gotta make this work. This is fine. We'll take the preservation of individualist values. We're already moving towards communalism. It'll just move right back. We don't really care. That's not going to be a problem for us. Meanwhile, everything here is building up. So we got an issue with the laborers here. They kind of stuck. In the meantime, what we can actually do is build another farming village. This place is going to produce food for, going to produce a lot of food for us. Now over here, we have a lot of people that live in this place. Get a bridge going. High population here. High population here too. Let's get another bridge going. Yeah, we want to be putting these people to work. So we'll the fishing villages here. And we're going to subsidize them, because fishing villages, they just don't really pay for themselves. Never do. But they give us market capacity. And in a roundabout way, that the maritime presence and the market capacity end up paying for that village. So it becomes worth it to actually... Weirdly enough, it does become worth it to have them. But they also produce the sailors. And the sailors... Oh, yeah, there's not going to be enough people to work this. We don't want that. Yeah, now the sailors... We want them. We need sailors. We got a sheep farm going here. Yeah, we'll take the research. We want research. We'll be able to get lots of charcoal kilns going over this way. So, I'm not worried about the sheep farm. We're gonna need sheep. We're gonna need wool. Over here... Yeah, let's get some more... Get some more dye makers going. We're gonna push, like, those buildings up to level 10. Over here... Yeah, we'll have to wait. But our econ should start taking off pretty soon. Should all start happening. It's just gonna take a bit. We started off with so little, so like pumping everything up to get it to where we want to be is just gonna take a bit of work. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't see a reason to deny them. The cost is steep, so fuck it. They can get married. Over here, this would be, you know, while we're kind of in this growth period, I'm actually gonna put some of this money back into stability. We're gonna pump this up a little bit more, and we're gonna start stripping rights away, because like we just have so much time right now. We gotta let everything grow and mature. We've got the assimilation going. We've got the economy we're building up over here. I think now's a good time to strip rights away and just prepare ourselves for the next phase. I'll move these guys back out here. This should still be rising. But yeah, like the fishing villages. Just the naval presence becomes worth it. Because it helps spread that proximity. We're going to be, you know, ideally, all this, like, we can kind of make all this territory worth it for us. And, like, people are the biggest resource. So, like, taking these coastal territories, we can move people in. With our markets, it's going to be huge. It's all going to start to make sense once we get our markets bigger. Getting rid of the Oslo market is going to be really important. Okay, so we kind of slept on this. I forgot about this. We need to improve the opinion so we can start the annexation of Norway. That's going to be the big thing for us. Over here, let's get the breweries, get the wineries going. Get another farming village. Over here. Okay, get the Papermakers Guild going. Over here, get another tannery. That's good. Okay, this is all coming together here. So, got a labor shortage. Get the market village going. Not doing anything else. Look at this guy coming of age. Good for him. We want more. He's a good fucking character too, which is awesome having that as a crown. Oh, these guys are gonna live for a long time, so I have to put up with them. Over here, yeah, let's get another tannery going. Like, once we get a bit more stability, then we're gonna start. Senior partner status threatened. What? We need to vote for the unification. I don't know what happened there. Need to get the opinions up, though. Okay, so this... Oh, man, the assimilation's painfully slow. Is what it is. How about Finland? How's this going here? What's the demographics? Swedish, so thankfully these are at least all. That should be... They should be doing their thing. Some disloyal vassals. That is not my favorite. They're not paying me taxes. It's outrageous. They have to become more powerful. Oh, gotta let it cook for a bit. That's the only answer. How are markets doing for trade? Market is not worth very much. We're gonna change that though. I don't know what's going on here with this red little line. Good. Prosperity's good. Yeah, things are going okay. Okay, that's all fun. So these areas, anywhere that can get the bog iron smelters, we want them just pumping out iron. Because iron is just going to be the heart of our economy. Wool, too, horses. Get all these RGOs going. We've got a good amount of control, so we're going to get a lot of the taxes. So it's worth investing in these areas. Here, we got to wait a while, like there's a labor shortage. Like a modern solution would just, you know, as soon as the labor market's looking good for the workers and there's a shortage, you just bring in foreigners. But we haven't invented neoliberalism yet, so we can't do that. Just got to wait for people to promote. It's going to take a bit. But we do have, we are leaning into free subjects, so the promotion speed is higher. So I think we'll be okay. Okay, we'll get some more iron going. Ensuring we have lots and lots of access to the raw materials makes everything more profitable. So let's see how's it going. So our income's up to 64. Let's keep an eye on that. Let's make sure our income's going up. We're trending in the right direction. Okay, so we're spending money on colonies. This is just going to take a while, colonizing this territory. It just does. And it's like definitely worth in the long run, like, look, lumber, infinite lumber. You know, you move people in there, stone, the iron. But anything involving lumber in our economy is going to crush. So we're going to be able to create so much lumber. We've got the resources, we just don't have the people. Excellent. So we can begin the unifications pretty soon. We just got to like each other a bit more. Okay. Let's take a look here. So we want swift unification. Oh yeah, we're putting that in our treasury for sure. We need the money. We gotta grow this economy. We need tools for like everything. So yeah, we'll get some more tools going. We need iron for everything for tools, which we need for everything. So we'll get that going too. Over here. Very efficient distilleries. Let's get some distillers going. I'm sure that's like a need we have. Our people need booze. This place is producing lots of food. We like that. Let's get some more wheat going. And over here, this place can take some lumber. Get that going. Get some fiber crop farms over here. Get the RGOs. Yeah. Like, we're just going to keep shunting all the gold we're making into our economy. A donation of the Pope? No, thank you. That's not happening. We're not doing that. We'll get a spy network over here. We want to go to war with these guys. Ideally, we do it with like a professional army. We could still beat the shit out of them with levies right now, I think. But we'll lay the groundwork. We get the covert. We'll get the covert network going. Oh man, even here. It's because I'm belligerent. Spy defections. I see. That's what the issue is. It's spy defections. And we can enable banking here pretty soon. That's cool. Let's take it. So let's take a look. Yeah, we can get recruitment laws after. Need that. Something. I think we have everything out of professional armies that we like need right away. Urbanization is super good. Universities would be good too. Theaters, yeah. Then over to banking. Let's see here. I don't really care about that. Interest and all that. Unlocks bureaucracy. A bureaucracy law. Laws are always useful. Being able to hire privateers would be cool. I kind of like that. Yeah, banking, it's not really high priority for right now. The rag paper production method would be all right. But we have so much lumber. So, yeah, I'm not really too worried. We'll leave that alone for now. Let's get some more bog iron smelters from here. Like, we just need the iron is just so clutch. We want it. What's our total income? Down to 59. Weird. I don't know why it went down. Alright, I'm just gonna rip this away. They're mad about it. It's fine. It's fine. Plus 75%, though? Like, psh, we're not giving all that extra power. No way. Okay, so we can get a government reform. Let's take a look. Minus trade maintenance would be alright. The progress to capital economy makes that itself, like, kind of interesting. The extra tax efficiency wouldn't be bad. Tax efficiency is really good. But yeah, just the push to capital economy, we kind of need that. Kind of need that. The extra... yeah, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. And what I'll do is, now that we have an extra push to capital economy, it's not going to do anything unless we do this. So because... Interesting. Does that... Does it just end when they've hit the max? Try that again. We'll try that again. Get those tools going. Yeah, we're gonna have to lose some prestige. Yeah, I guess that's as far as we could push it. So the capital economy push didn't really help us much. It's fine. We'll get back to assimilating. We gotta make sure we're going humanist. So we're going spiritualist right now. We don't like that. So we're gonna want to shift humanist. That's gonna take a while. We got just the laws are really favoring the church. Huh. Huh. Interesting. If we want to get libraries going and stuff too now at this point, like we definitely want to do that. Surprising that given how much money we've been putting in our economy, it's not growing. It just needs a bit of time. People need to promote into their jobs. And now with the stability down, that's going to really hurt everything, actually. And my... Oh yeah, we're putting a bunch of instability too. But my legitimacy is a lot lower than I was expecting, so I'll take a bit. I'll slowly crawl back up. We can embrace meritocracy now. I feel like there's a few good things in meritocracy. The tax efficient. I like the tax efficiency. Trade efficiency is good. There's a few good things actually. That reminds me, we gotta check our artists, make sure they're working. Where are our people? Where's the artists? Here we go. We have artists working, don't we? Good. Yeah, they're working on it. And I'm investing in culture. I'll invest the rest of the way. Get that prestige up. Get that art done. We want that higher cultural influence too. Alright, let's bring these guys in. Those ships are getting damaged. Okay. I'll keep at it. Let's keep growing this econ. Building up that tax base. For now, this is kind of the name of the game. You know, the Tools Guild going. Yeah, we'll embrace the reputation. We're not taking a stability hit. No fucking way. We'll get some more charcoal kilns going. Screw it. Okay, we can ditch the diplomatic spending. I hear these guys love me yet? They still don't. Oh, we'll get there. They'll love us. They'll learn to love us. That's fine. We're gonna want a settlement at that. Anywhere that we can build a settlement, honestly, we should. Just increases the population growth, which is great. Especially in areas like this where there's RGOs we want. So, it's worth doing. All right, what do we got going on here now? Yeah, we don't want to build a bunch of armories right now. We'll do the host army exercises. It's got high base support. Preservation of traditional ideas. Nah, we don't want that. Address Pirate Haven complaints. Yeah, Pirate Havens, we don't love those. They don't really seem very good for us, so we'll tear them down. Fuck them. Now, the question is, do we want a law change? We have an aristocratic court. Yeah, the itinerant is not bad. Reducing proximity, or the extra proximity speed is pretty good. Even though it is through land, but like we got land. I think we have the right coinage laws. Local courts is no good. Minus 5% max control. That's just so bad. So this not great. The plus the spiritualist we don't love. Does make the clergy happy. Oh, that's a tough one. Because, like, the 5% literacy for the laborers and peasants is really good. Civil law. Yeah, let's switch. 1% to everybody. That's good. I think we're just going to eat the stability on this. It won't pass. It's fine. That. Our income's starting to creep up a little bit, up to 65. That's nice. That's good. That's good. Pushing a lot of money into stability, a lot of money into prestige and legitimacy. So again, we're just kind of like pushing everything up. At least in the meantime, we did strip away some nobility rights, weakening them. That's good. Over here, like this is one we could just remove. The formal guilds. The 50% power to them. But honestly, at this point, we don't need much more crown power. The existing nobility, like marriage rights, I kind of like. It lets us marry internally. It's fine. This is whatever. I like the discipline. I know it gives them a lot of power, but I love every combat bonus I can get. Again, we'll keep it up. We're just going to keep on keeping on over here, really. It's weird that I can only build up to 2. I thought for a town it was like a 3, so I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, I'll just keep on keeping on over here. All the estates are pretty happy. That's good. Super happy. Makes me think I should strip away their rights just so I can tax them more, honestly. No, I'm not paying money for that. That'll build up on its own. That's fine. We got a ways. We got a little while before we're ready for war. So it's no big deal. Coming in a bit late with this unification, but it is what it is. This is good for Sweden. This is great. Those rebels were ticking up pretty quick. At this rate, they might settle down. $4,000 of them. Oh, that's a problem. I might have to put somebody suppressing them. If I can't get these guys happy, if I want to avoid the Civil War. Yeah, we got a paper maker going. The income just is fluctuating like crazy. See, like, this is a good example of why maybe enfranchisement of the peasants is the way to go. Because, like, you look at how much you can tax these guys compared to them. Seems like it's much easier to extract tax from peasants than it is to get them from nobles. Get those kilns going. I think at this point I want to probably start building, like, marketplaces. Because I believe I have a lot of stuff that I can export. Like, what are my current trades? Yeah, I'm exporting fucking furniture? Like, holy shit. Like, it shows that your economy is robust when you're exporting finished goods. And not finished goods. Finished. So that's cool. So yeah, I'm gonna start, I think, investing into, like, some trade so I can export this, like, if I can make stuff and export the finished good, that's huge, because then that's gonna put just more demand on my local economy, make everything more valuable, increase the tax base. As well, to these places without 100% market access, at least all around here where we're looking to urbanize, we'll get these places to 100% access, because it's just going to increase our tax base, because now it's just getting more stuff. So let's work on that. Let's get these, and the libraries too. We want our literacy up on our urban centers, so we'll get that going. And the marketplaces too. Yeah. I think that's the way forward. Because, like, we're pushing up the economy, like, we're building the economy. But it's still just, like, not really getting that huge. Let's see here. Ew, minus 4% production efficiency? That's fucked. Yeah, it seems like the rest of these, this one's okay. Gives them a lot of power, but allowing commoners in the cabinet's cool. That's fine. I want crown in the cabinet, though. Okay, let's get some marketplaces going. Get the marketplaces, get the fishing villages. Should be pretty good. Just gotta get this income up. Because, like, we've been, for the past, geez, like 20 game years, this whole session, we've been just, like, shunting money into our economy, and it's not Not exactly making a difference. Okay, so we kind of have an issue. Let's... At the rate we're going, the insurgency is going to erupt into a civil war. Like, we're just not going to get the nobles happy enough. So we got to slow it down. As the stability goes up and they get less pissy, we should be able to come to a homeostate. I think we might. Like, their support is also dropping. We might just get there. Yeah, so now with the crackdown, they're actually losing. So yeah, we're going to be fine. We'll let it tick for a few more months, then we'll get back to the assimilation. Because we want to get everything assimilated. Good. Good, good, good. Yeah, the minus 20% trade maintenance is going to make trade much, much, much more. Much more profitable. That's going to go a long way to actually, again, making those finished goods money makers for us. So let's look at our trade income. So we're sitting at like 4.33. So we're gonna put a little bit of money into upping our trade. There she goes. Yeah, we're not giving them 200 gold. No way. It's crazy. Not a chance. Okay. These guys love us yet? Still, they don't quite. Not enough. They don't love us enough. That's a real shame. You know, what more could we do for them? We allowed them to exist, which is more than we did for Denmark. But they don't appreciate us. You know? Nobody appreciates us. But they'll learn to fear us. Okay, so the income's starting to come up a bit. So we were kind of hovering around 60 to 65, and now we're kind of pushing up and holding around 66, 67, so that's good. I think part of the issue is like we were producing stuff, but unless like there's only so much local demand. So even if we produce more and more stuff, our tax base isn't necessarily going to grow all that much. So we can get a new recruitment law. So this is a pretty straightforward one for me. It's going to be elite training. I want every single discipline modifier we can get. And quality 2. I'm fine with taking less manpower if the men are better. That's unfortunate. Oh, so you can't get elite training until the Age of Revolutions. Okay, well, what? Unfortunate. What about Mass Age of Revolutions again? Okay. So yeah, there's not really very good. Yeah. I think we're gonna go expanded levies. Because like we can't choose anything here that we want. Unless we try to lean into plutocracy. But I think we're leaning aristocracy for the discipline bonus, so. Nah, we'll go expanded levies. We'll take the free subjects push. That's fine. Really, the money would have been better. We could have just left that without a law, but it's fine. But yeah, like I was saying, like we were building our industry up But like we only have so much local demand, right? And we can kind of see like in our market what the demand is. We can look at like what the highest demand items are. Weapons, dyes, pottery. You know, and it says what all this demand is from. Yeah. So without increasing our domestic demand, like it's kind of hard for us to increase the value of our tax base. If we had a bit more of a robust economy, we could start kind of building like a military industrial complex, and a lot of it kind of pays for itself. But we're just not there yet. We need a bit more of our own independent base before it's gonna work. At least those are my thoughts. I could be fucking completely wrong. We've also been increasing our expenditures as we go. So let's see, the market access is now 93%, so we're going to keep on building. Keep on pushing these up. We want 100% market access in these places. And then again, let's take a look. What are we exporting? So we're exporting tools. We're exporting cannon. We're exporting furniture. We're actually exporting a lot of guns. That's awesome. Guns, furs. We're importing furs. Really? Do we not have furs? That's one thing I feel like we shouldn't be importing. Because I feel like we have furs, don't we? We not? Wild game. Okay, there's a game right here. There's a game here. There's a game here. So let's make sure that we're not importing. Oh no, but this is game. This is not furs. Ah, there's fur up there. And we got furs here. There we go. Have to make sure to build this up. We don't want to be importing stuff. We want to do mercantilism is what we want. We want to be exporting as much as we can. We're importing beeswax, really? I find that surprising. But this is a good way to figure out like what it is you should be building, what it is, and what to really focus on. Because anything that we're importing, we need more of, right? If we're importing shit, we should be producing that locally. We shouldn't be buying it from other people. And things that we're exporting that tells us we're doing those really well, we can lean into it more if we can knock down the price. So like for instance, we're exporting, we know that we can sell our stuff from our tailors guilds cheaply. Well, I can make this even more production efficiency or productive by stacking it up. I'm gonna do that. And so now that we have a good amount of crown power too, we can actually earn quite a bit. Earn a good percentage on those trades. So yeah, we'll take urbanization as power. That's what we're all about. This, I might actually extra 10% trade capacity. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna give these guys a. Another one of those. What do they call them? Privileges. And we're gonna continue on assimilating these guys. taking forever, but is what it is. Alright, this is approaching, like, we're getting close to it being a city. We gotta start saving up our money, because we need to upgrade it to a city. Still, this income doesn't want to pop up. Let's get those marketplaces going. The more we export, the better. That's going to raise the value of the goods, increasing our tax base. We also get money from the Export Act itself. We're going to want universities at some point, too. These guys are all nice and loyal now. We like that. They're just insanely poor. Whatever. There's just, like, nobody out here. Yeah, fuck it. Garbage territory, that's what that is. I'm gonna turn down the Navy and the cultural investment a bit. These guys are almost done their treatises. This guy's working on a statue. That's cool. Ah, nothing I can do on this one. I just have to eat the stability. The hit to that sucks. All right. Trade income's going up, so that's good. And what's nice too is like if the trade income's going up, and if that's from exports, that's also going to increase the value of everything. Importing copper, so we're gonna have to deal with that. Still importing furs. That is what it is. We're importing a lot of furs, it looks like. Wow, quite a bit. So we know we got furs here. We're gonna have to invest in that. You know what? We are actually going to encourage migration to this place. Or no, we don't need to do that. What am I doing? We can continue on what we're doing. This is just going to take a while for them to fill these jobs. Now, I feel like there's a way that we can... Maybe you can't do this to your subjects. But I thought there was a way that we could, like, get preferential market access or something. Because what we want within this market, they have furs over in this area. It doesn't look like there's a way. Oh, offer market access preference. So we get preferred market access with Finland. Yes, this is what we want. So like the Riga market here. Yeah, there's a bunch of furs. Basically, we want the Riga market the fuck out of here. We want our market to cover those furs. We want access to those furs. We're actually going to build that up too, so that those end up on our market. You know what? No, I'm not going to build up, because I'm not going to make money off the taxes on that, so fuck that. You can build up their own damn furs. Hell no. All right, let's go back over here. Naval infrastructure increases the development. Development's so important, so... Free village complaints. What do free villages do? They increase the enfranchisement, so that's fine. We like communal values. We'll do that. So that should get us there. Cool. And we got the extra 5% support. Like that. Awesome. Yeah, we'll get another market. We have a bit of a labor issue there, but that's fine. We'll catch up. Okay. So many things to choose from. Extra market attraction would not be bad. This would be all right. Look at the int report. Okay, so there we go. We started building these marketplaces. Now our income is starting to push up quite a bit. Because we can keep building these buildings. They're going to get more profitable, but there's only so much local demand. So once you meet that demand, it is what it is. One way so you can increase local demand by building stuff that is helpful, but essentially, yeah, stuff needs to get consumed, right? So we want to export. We want to be exporters. Doing things like building these theaters, that also increases local demand. That's going to increase the demand for all of this shit. But at the same time, it's not producing something specifically economically tangible, right? It's giving us something we want. Get this market warehouse going. We're going to want to get urbanization soon, too. Good, pumping up that development. Development's so good. So important. Yeah, there we go. Now the income's really taken off. Now, I know there's certain things right now that are more valuable than the bog iron smelters, but that will change. We can get the fiber crops onto the market from elsewhere. Iron, though, is going to be a big, big, big bottleneck. And it's going to increase in value, I bet, significantly. Let's get a glass guild going there. So we're going to keep on pumping up this economy. So let's see here. Yeah, we're exporting a pretty good amount of furniture, just all over the place. We're exporting furniture. We're exporting tools, fish. I would not have expected that we could actually make money on fish, so that's cool. We're importing sugar. Sure. Exporting a tiny bit of these. Yeah. Importing silver. Of course, we have none, so that makes sense. We'll have to start getting people over here too, because we're gonna need more copper. That's gonna be a big problem. We'll get these fiber crops going too, because like they're valuable enough that the little labor buildings, they want them so badly. There we go. Income's really starting to come up now. Still, we're clawing our way up, but let's see here. Yeah, that's fine. Get back to investing in that culture. It would be nice to get the prestige up a bit more. The extra market attraction, cultural influence, everything else. All right, let's get that prestige, that art commissioning. Need to get that prestige up so we can commission more art. Now, I wonder. Get the prestige up. So we just made like a saint. So we'll go to those people now. We'll go to those artists of ours. Now that we have enough prestige, we'll commission art. There. Oh, now we're commissioning art. That's awesome. All right, now the income's really starting to push up. Up to 75 now. Less stress says hello. How's the playthrough going? Less stress. Hello, hello. It's going really good. Just kind of learning how some of the new mechanics in this beta. But so far, pretty swimmingly. You know, we took away Denmark's identity as a people, so we're working on converting them to the proper culture, Swedish, obviously. Um, we also took some territory from these guys, from the Novgorodians. That's great. So we got some vassals over there. Oh, and of course we finally have. I forgot about this. We can start the annexation of Norway, so that's good. So yeah, we're kind of we've taken, everything in Scandinavia that we can possibly want, and we're just focusing on right now on building up our economy. Pretty soon here we're gonna want to start just building a nasty little Swedish army and going and messing people up. That's gonna be the plan. But like as far as vassals go, we can't even take any more on, or they're gonna start getting disloyal. So we're looking to set up like some marches, set up some fiefdoms, and then just reintegrate this territory here. I was thinking, so basically the goal is we're going to be looking to get the achievement for like the what's it called, the Warden of the North or something. Basically, it's we're going to intervene with the yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I have a bunch of Danish vassals. I forget, how do we do that? How do we make them? How do we make them like us? I forget how to go about doing this. Like we like them, but I don't think they like us. I don't remember. Go to culture tab. Yeah, yeah. Oops, I don't want to do that. Yeah, so like we're here. This guy's Corsican. You know what I mean? I don't even know. It's like we curry favors with them. Cannot curry more favors. And then once we curry favors, it's an action you can do with 25 favors. I see. Interesting. But it doesn't let me curry favors with them. I think maybe what I needed to have done was just give them a few money and so on. Okay. Ah, but I need my money so badly. I'm not rich enough to do that right now. You know, there's not that many Danes left. I think we just assimilate them. It's kind of okay, because, like, it'll take a while. And it's going to pop up on the notification tab. Gotcha. Yeah, at the moment, I think we can get around to doing that at some point. We'll have to do that for other cultures down the road. I think. Like, if we want to be taking all this territory, which we do, we're going to have to do something about that. Baltic German. What are these guys? Western Pomeranian. Ah, there's so many cultures. Prussian. I tried this method with Cecilia in Anatolia. Says less stress by 1500. They all loved you. It's effective. Everything takes time in this game, you know what I mean? Like, everything's kind of glacial. Which, you know, it's good. I think, like, yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass. But you got to pick your battles. And you can't just fucking steamroll everything like you can in a lot of other games. Which, I think, as far as, like, game design philosophy, there's a lot of steps in the right direction for grand strategy that Paradox has taken with the EU5 that they just, like, fell on their face in games like Stellaris and games like fucking Hoi 4 and games in like Vicky and all that. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, it everything takes time. You know what, our peasants, pop satisfaction goes down. Whatever. We'll accept it. It's too complex for their own good? I don't know about that. I think it's actually, like, deceptively simple. Like, there's really not a lot going on. Like, truly. Like, each one of these things builds a good. It looks more complex than it is. There's a lot of numbers and stuff, but, like, this makes something, you build another building, it eats it. Kind of simple, right? The problem, I think, isn't that it's so complex, it's that their interfaces suck ass. So, like, we're trying to do trading, and it's like, what are we gonna do? What do we even fucking do? And then you go and you try to trade something, and it's like, oh, this will be profitable. Then you trade it, and it's like, just kidding. It's actually costing you money to trade it. And it's like, whoa, what the fuck? I would actually even make the argument in a lot of ways some stuff is too simple, especially like the combat. Like, they're just rolling dice at each other, you know? It's like, oh, you got this many guys, roll this many dice, you get this many bonuses. Like, oh, come on, guys. This is one thing that I hope future updates improves, because like this is better than CK3. CK3 had the most garbage combat system, almost as bad as Stellaris. And this is an improvement, but it's still so dumbed down. Really good bones, though. I think it feels more complex than it is because the way you interface with the game is like, it doesn't give you good information. And you have to have so much knowledge on the game system to understand the impact of your decisions. Which I think is less total complexity and more just a failure for them to present the information to you in a way that's useful. Right? You can play without a care in the world and get far by automating everything, but you can't get nearly as far. So like this is something that people, so here's the thing. So this is what we're talking about here, right? We are going to be, the goal is we're going to tear down every fucking market around us. We're going to have one gigantic market, and we're going to use these tools to migrate people into a core of cities. This is going to be our goal. We're going to be taking as much direct control as we can to maximize this economy. It's going to be disgusting. Because what a lot of people don't know, and I learned this a while ago, but I wouldn't have ever discovered this. I have a goal. I never would have known this if I didn't see it on Reddit. RGOs just produce whatever they produce, regardless of market access. You have 0% market access, and they still will put 100% of their stuff onto your market. And then, so long as you consume that stuff in your cities, you could build all these far-flung territories. Even if it's like 0% control all the way out here, they're still going to produce all that stuff that's going to get consumed over here to give you the maximum return. But yeah, so like so here's the thing. Any Paradox game playing on normal difficulty or whatever, you can automate stuff and you can play and you can do okay. But if you want to make like big plays as like tiny minor nations, you kind of, especially on the harder difficulties, you really got to like min-max. You really got to, you know, pull up the sleeves and get your hands in there, you know? And that's kind of what we're going to be doing with this. We're playing on normal because it's the beta. No. You're not bothering me at all, Stress. Ask away. Shoot the shit. Make fun of me for stupid decisions. I love it. Yeah, shit talk away, man. Shit talk away. We're here to have fun. I'm going to put this shit up on YouTube, though. So it's going to be here. Your friends will be able to see you talk to me forever. All 7 people that watch this YouTube video. But don't worry. They stop after 5 minutes. We're an hour and 40 minutes into the stream. I'm going to upload it without editing because I'm lazy. I don't have the bandwidth to really go too crazy with this yet. And I'm still relearning the game. I still kind of suck. Truly. So right now what we're doing, it's being a grand strategy enjoyer is a hard life, yeah. You have to put up with so much fucking pain. So what we're doing is we're trying to get this place here. We want this to be our next city, but we need more money. So we were building up our economy. We were spending money for like a decade, building everything up. We weren't really seeing our tax base increase. So we shifted over to building more markets. And then that really helped because, let's see here. Can we build more markets? Yeah. Because there's only so much domestic demand. Even if we produce domestic production, it doesn't change domestic demand in particular. So while it may be, like that building may be, you know, profitable, it comes with other costs elsewhere. It reduces the total profitability in other places. So like yeah, like let's say Stockholm, you build a weapons, a weaponsmith, and it's profit. It's going to add this much to the tax base, this much to our potential income, but because it lowers the cost of weapons by meeting that demand, the weapons manufacturers elsewhere, it lowers their profitability, which lowers the tax base. It doesn't take into account the wider effects, right? So once you have your domestic demand met in your market, anyways, in that one market, you need to get ways of getting those goods out of that market. So that's where our income starts to take off. So I practice mercantilism is kind of what I go for. So Less Stress says, I think mass marketplaces expanding, making money, RGO. Fighting worse for markets than adding bailiffs. Yep, I totally agree. This is the way I expand my economy in the first parts of my cans. Yeah, Less Stress. A lot of people really don't understand markets. At least in my discussions on Reddit, people straight up don't get it, and they don't care. Like, people will have like the UK and have like 5 markets, and they're like, this is great, and they just don't understand. In my opinion, for your territory that you control, you want one market, and that's it. Because it's all about putting it, because the market brings all of the production onto it, and then you take all those goods and turn those goods into finished goods, and you want to do that where your control is the highest. So it rewards, and this is how every Paradox game works. It rewards centralizing and specialization. I don't understand them too, says Less Stress, but I mostly do 1 or 2 markets per region, such as Anatolia. Honestly, for Anatolia, 1 market. Straight up. I would put 1 market in like, I'd probably leave my city in Bursa, honestly. I don't know. Or move it where there's not earthquakes, because those earthquakes are bullshit. And 1 market, truly. Because like everything will go onto your market. Everything that's produced goes onto that market, and then you import export from it. So it's much easier to like meet the needs of your nobility and your bourgeois and everything when there's 1 big market, and all your RGOs will produce to that market, and then all these far-flung cities that you have that are out here, you just load them up with more marketplaces. That gives you more market capacity. So all of your finished goods here, like say you got Bursa, you've got crazy production efficiency, fine silks, and then you can export that shit for so much money. Yeah, that's how I like to do it. I think it's the way to go. You get your market attraction up, your market protection up. When you start embracing the single market life, the key is you also encourage migration. So this is what a lot of people also don't understand. Is encouraging migration only pulls people from that 1 market. So when you have 1 gigantic market and you encourage migration to somewhere, you're now pulling from this huge area. So you're able to make these city tiles so big so fast. It's really, really cool once you get like a handle on it. Now we have to contend with a lot of issues here as like Sweden. So like, if I were to come back and do this again, I'd change a few things. For one, this whole like unifying with Norway is bullshit. You get close to 0. It's fine if you have 0 market access. That's what I'm saying. We're not reject their demands. You don't need market access. So like, say I have say I have control all of Anatolia here, right? And you got no market access over here. Just like rip down all your like the cities and towns that aren't on good RGOs. If the RGO is good, just turn them rural, right? If the RGO is not good, you get rid of all your buildings and you just build your market buildings there, and you build up your RGOs or whatever, and that's fine because then you benefit from that city over here with 0 market access. You're gonna benefit from that market, the markets you put there, because it increases your trade capacity, right? And it's okay that the market access is low because you're still getting the RGO. When you're encouraging migration to your core cities, you're slurping up population from those places. And all the demand, so all of the nobles, all the burgers, all that demand is part of your market. So you're creating now, you're say like they're consuming weapons, they're consuming whatever. All that stuff you're creating here, it's super high efficiency, super profitably. It's consuming it over here. Over here, you're getting the population that are moving out here to build more cities. And then the market access is allowing you to now export your super efficient, productive, profitable goods to the rest of the world, and you just start making crazy money. Yeah, it's a bit different, but I'll tell you. So like, here's the problem: when you try to specialize regions, it just goes to shit. It doesn't work. So like, you have like this economy here and this market here and this you give it a try and you'll be like, wow, this is incredible. And it's actually simpler and easier. So like, when you have a market here and a market here, you get a bunch of problems because your control over here is low. So now you've got all these demands for your market and all these input, like, so like, you know, you want to build something here. Well, now it's got to source all those raw materials from that market. The thing is, you have raw materials here. You don't have the raw materials here. Now you have to use your trade capacity to import raw materials to meet your demands or whatever. Whereas if you just had the one market, your trade capacity could be used to export, which makes more money for you. And then your own market would consume all the raw materials that you have here that you know what I mean? So it just becomes way more efficient. Okay, that is true. Less stress. With local governors, it does become different. Although, yeah, I do wonder, like, if you're just better off saving those and trying to, like, use them for, like, colonies. But I haven't done that yet. Yeah, the local governors, like, being able to have an 80% proximity source, like, kind of elsewhere, kind of does change it up. So it's a lot more viable. Before, it was just pointless. It was completely pointless. I'd be more inclined if I was playing, like, here, and maybe, like, you conquered, you know, I don't know, up here, something like that. But I just love the big market. Also, just makes me happy. I don't know if it's as optimal as it was before, but I want to find out. And there's only one way to find out, and that's put an absurd amount of time into this game. Depends on what. It's true. Every nation plays a bit different. You're absolutely right. So Less Stress is saying, you know, it also depends on the nation you play, and that's right. Like, going hard into trade for a maritime nation like Sweden is, like, so clearly the thing to do. But you play as, like, where is it, Muscovy, and you try to go into trade, good fucking luck. Yeah, there's no correct way to play the game, but there's definitely a bunch of, like, suboptimal ways to play the game. And I'm still just getting back into this and playing in the beta. I haven't like dialed it in, like, not yet. But I think we're gonna get there. We got the right. We're thinking about things. We're trying to be efficient. I like trying different stuff too. So like, I really like fucking around and trying things out. That's how I found this whole, like, single market thing. Like, all of a sudden I just switched my playstyle and did another run, and holy moly, did things take off. But I like being silly and trying out different builds. Like, I kind of want to try, like, a pirate build, like, maybe next time be like Norse Victual Brothers, just silly shit. Be like, do like a peasant republic and try to maximize production efficiency, shit like that. I like doing silly stuff like that. That brings me a lot of joy. No. Is it, Less Stress says, isn't it worth having a guy developing your capital? Not really, no. Honestly, it's not. You can have a guy developing your capital for 500 years, and at the end of the game, it's going to be like a development of, you know, 100. Whereas if you didn't have him developing it, it would be like 90. So, like, what's it going to get us? Like, one extra building slot? You know what I mean? So, like, right here, let's take a look. We have, in our capital, we have 27 developments. We've been in the game 100 years, right? We've gotten maybe 15 development over that time. The development gives us plus 27 to our building level, right? So even if we put a cabinet member, it's going to give us what, like 10 extra buildings? It's just not worth it. Because it adds so little. That's the problem. is it adds 0.0025. So every year that cabinet member is developing the capital province, it's getting 0.03 development per year. So every 100 years, you're getting 3 development. So if you devote one of your cabinet members to developing your capital for a century, that gives you 3 buildings you can build. That's not worth it. That's terrible. It's not more than that. No, it's not. We can see it right now. We can see it. I guess okay, no, you're right. It's a little bit more than that because the development, this is the base level, and then the guy augments that a little bit. So it'll be, let's take a look. We can just actually take a look right now. So we're gonna put it there, and it's not just your capital, it's like the whole province. Yeah, so we put them here. It's 0.004. So every year there's gonna be 0.048. So let's even just round that up to 0.05, right? 0.05 per year. So in 20 years, you get 1 development. So you get 5 development over a century. 5 development. That's 5 building slots. In a century. That's not worth it. It's per month. It's 0.00. No. No, you missed what I understood, less stress. It's 0.004 per month, which means it's 0.04 development per year, which means it's 0.4 development per 10 years, or 4 development for every 100 years. So yes, it's much less than it appears. That's the thing. So putting a guy on development, you'd think it's like, oh, this is going to be so good over time. It's really not. If you had nothing else to do, it's worth it. But there's so much to do. There's so much to do. Yeah, like you're gonna get 20 buildings, you know. And the thing is, it's gonna take 100 years. Yeah, that was Constantinople to 100 as well is what I did for that achievement. You know what the problem, playing, I got so mad. So I was playing in Anatolia. I played as the Ottomans for my first couple games. And fuck, man, the earthquakes and the fires are such fucking bullshit. I didn't understand how, like, scaling worked for the buildings and stuff. Like, I just didn't get it. And so I spent an outrageous amount building up Constantinople. And then I get, like, a fire, and it destroyed, like, 75% of my buildings. I was like, what the fuck? Or it's like an earthquake. It was one or the other. So then 100 years later, it happened again. And I was like, why would I even... Like, I'm never going to use this as a capital again. Like, I spent so much of my economy building this place up. And it's just fucking gone. I was so mad. Twice. Because first it happened in Burka, and then twice in Constantinople. I'm like, this is stupid. Like, why would I even bother? Didn't pay attention to that? Oh, okay. So, like, when on my first... And this might have been changed or whatever, but when I was playing as the Ottomans, I got, like... Bursa got an earthquake, and then when I moved to Constantinople, it got a fire and then an earthquake in the same campaign. It was fucking stupid. But it wasn't historically accurate. Like, I don't believe that there was an earthquake in Constantinople that destroyed 75% of the industry. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's how that happened. I could be wrong. I didn't look into it, but there was, like, the amount of damage that was done. It was the Ottomans who did. See, yeah. They sure did. But I was those Ottomans. Yeah, no, actually, I don't think we don't need the wheat. We're gonna save up the money. We're getting really close. Is this on development still? Oh, okay, shit. Oops, I gotta go back to encouraging migration. So yeah, we want to get these cities built. But yeah, like now our income's going up, trade income's going up. Let's get these marketplaces up. Even the burgers are happy. They're spending their money on roads. That's good. Like that. Get the fishing villages up. Gotta subsidize them. Make sure you increase that union level. Yeah, I've been doing it. There we go. I forgot. If I enforce culture on it, won't they get mad? You know, here's the thing. I've been enforcing culture on my vassals, and it's like doing nothing. Like, I've enforced over here. I've enforced here. And there's, like, no Swedes. They just revert. So I don't know if this is, yeah, like, I've enforced culture multiple times. And as you can see, there's no Swedes. So I don't know if this is an issue with the beta or just, like, how it is. But I've enforced culture lots of times in places, and yeah, they just flip back to their other culture. They don't stay. I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm not as so good at the nuances of the culture. I mostly just vassalize and then reintegrate and just, like, assimilate. Just wipe them out. You can kind of push it enough that, like, it kind of works. Once you have enough cultural tradition, you can get people to like you a little bit. It works out okay. But I also end up centralizing so much, so it's like, I'm not so worried about the cultures further away. They're just going to be, you know, fodder. They're going to be merchants. They're going to be sending people to my cities where they get they're too much of a minority to be an issue. It's definitely something I want to learn more of, though. Master that aspect of the game, because I have yet to. Celestra says, they get your culture if you have way higher cultural influence than tradition. Good to know, good to know. And you need to let your custom vassals integrate. Yes, I do let them do that. I usually let the vassals chill for a while. I like to culture paint the maps as less stress. That's cool. Speaking of map painting, I am falling behind on exploration. I want to spend the money on that right now. I really don't. What I'm thinking, what I'd like to do is kind of get over here. I know it's kind of cheesy, but you conquer the Maya. It's insane. They have so many people there. It's so valuable. And then once the Colombian exchange pops, you just put it all to chilies and fucking cocoa, and you're richer than God. You've never colonized. Less stress has never colonized. Colonization is pretty awesome. You can make insane money colonizing. It's bonkers. You just got to manage it. That's the trick. So, like, colonizing yourself is kind of whatever. You just don't want to. Yeah, if you don't want to, you don't got to do it. You don't have to. You can just make crazy money by doing it. You make particularly crazy money. It is unfinished. I mean, what mechanic isn't unfinished in this game? But you can make a bunch of money doing it. That's one of the things. Particularly with the late game with the Colombian exchange, you can make insane money. Because what you do is you take some territory where there's lots of population, like where the Mayans and stuff are, where the natives are. And because they have high populations, you can put in lots of RGOs, and you turn it all, you know, you put your market down, you get a big market out there. And you produce cocoa. And you just produce all the cocoa for the world. And you ship it all back to your own place. And then you can export it from your own market. You can make... It's wild. Like, I remember one time I just had... It was like one of the Caribbean islands out here. It was like over around here. And I just had like the one island. And I put it all as like... either chili or... I think it was chilies. And I made them all chilies. And I was making 600 gold just from that one province. Just in the trade, from the trade of that province in that market, I was making 600 gold a turn. Less stress. Yeah, if you have a bad PC, the game's gonna slow down real bad, real bad. And that's the thing, is like it is at 1600 mark or something. I can't remember when the Colombian exchange starts. It's pretty late. I'm pretty happy. Like I just upgraded my PC a couple months ago, so this thing's a fucking beast. So it'll go right to the late game with no problem. All right, so we're almost there. We're gonna get another city. We're gonna build this economy up. We're gonna make Sweden great. It's gonna be the greatest that anyone has ever seen. What we're gonna do is we're gonna... Oh, what the fuck just happened? Oh, my VR headset died. And then it's just freaking out. Making my computer freak the fuck out. Okay. We're fine. Anyways. Okay. How's that fur coming along? So there we go. Can build some more fur. Now, what am I doing? Iron? Yep. Nope, we don't have the population there. Livestock? Yeah, let's get that. Get that sand up. Okay. Can I do a control and culture? You want to see the control? So here's the control. So right now, I haven't really done a whole lot that can really improve it yet. We don't have that many technologies. Not too many laws. But Stockholm's a really good spot because it's connected to this lake, so it extends control pretty well into the land. Which is nice. But it's pretty low in these further areas. Not so great. And then culture, where the fuck? Primary culture. So I've like enforced my culture to a bunch of these places and over here, and it just flips back. Yeah, it's not too bad for 1421, but that's just Sweden. Like, you know. The other one. Cultures. Oh, okay. See how we're working out. We're pushing our culture in. And then there's like whatever, a little bit of this and that up here. Not such a big deal. But we'll clean out the Danish. Yeah, we'll wipe the world clean of them. With Norway, you know, maybe Norway actually what we should do is we can curry favors here, right? So we can make them like our culture. That's fine. It's gonna take forever to annex. So, we can curry the favors. But our cultural tradition sucks. So our income is starting to balloon up. That's good. That's, I think, the result of all the trade. Yeah, that's a good point. I wasn't, that's something I never really consider. Should play Sweden. You know what you should do? Try the Victual Brothers. Be a pirate. Live as a pirate. That's what I want to do for my next campaign. The issue that I've had with it, they've just had, up until recently, like, pirate fleets haven't worked properly, like the pirate mechanics. So, like, the slaving shit hasn't worked. So what I'm thinking about doing for my next playthrough is I might just do Victual Brothers. There's still bugs with it, though. Like, look at this shit. I just chose not to do it because it was fucking bullshit. Where the hell? It was letting me build a pirate stronghold. There, it's letting me build this. So this is what you're supposed to be able to build as the Victual Brothers, is a pirate stronghold. I'm not supposed to be able to build this. This is obviously a bug, so I'm not going to do it. But you play as these guys, and you get a pirate stronghold. And it gives you a bunch of monthly gold, the maritime presence of sailors. And you just play as this little, it's a republic, and you get to choose what kind of republic you play as, so you can choose to play as a pirate republic. And you just get to do pirate stuff. Pirate stuff and trade. That's kind of what it's all about. But what I want to do is I want to play as... So I'm going to adopt Norse as a religion, convert this area Norse, put a bunch of money into it, and then flip to them and be like pagan Norse pirates. That's the next playthrough I want to do. But there's so many good ones. I mean, even playing as the Ottomans, you know? You could play as like somebody in Greece, or like out here, like Kiev or Muscovy. These are cool. There's so many good ones. Maybe like the Teutonic Order. Do like a Prussia one. Republics, I mean, they're the same, honestly. Our Less Stress is saying, I think it's hard for me playing as a weird-ass pirate republic because they only play monarchies. Well, they're basically the same thing. You just... Some of the pictures change and some of the names change, but it's the same shit. It's not particularly different. Republics have a bunch. You can make an amazing trade build if you go Republic. Shit. Maybe I should just go Republic in this playthrough. Why the fuck not? You know? You can get like some of the biggest issues for trade is your trade maintenance. That's so okay. So let me explain something here. So if you don't know how trade maintenance works, every item per unit has like a maintenance value, and that affects whether or not trading it is profitable. So if you lower your trade maintenance for like raw goods, it becomes more profitable. You can export more of it, make more money. So you get your crown power up, you get trade maintenance down, and for raw goods, that's how you can make more and more money, export more of it. For finished goods, you need to get your production efficiency up, because that affects profitability. So if you get production efficiency super high, you get trade maintenance super low, you can have a crazy export economy. Now over here, none of this I really want. Like, none of this is good. Promote a member of the burgers. I don't want Castleworks either. Although, the monthly progress to defensive is good, so actually that is fine. We'll support innovative ideas. We like innovation here. Sponsor the nobles for satisfaction, but they're fine. They were getting uppity earlier, but they're not gonna raise up their arms against me, and they're going up by plus 1% per turn now. Here, look at that. Boom, now they're happy. See? They could have been happy for nothing. We don't want that. How they, like, as long as they are trending back to 50%, we'll always get the max tax, so it's like, whatever. Innovate is the way to go for sure. It's just so good. Anything that increases scientific production is good. So, like, we're already at, like, 1.18 per turn or whatever. That's pretty good. It's not terrible. We want to get some more libraries up, actually. And some universities and shit. But first, you know, gotta kind of focus on the old economy. It's not quite there yet. Yeah, Less Stress is also saying they like humanism. Humanism is what they're all about. Yeah. If you like pushing culture, you're going to like humanism. one of the reasons why this assimilation here has taken so damn long is I'm fucking spiritualist. I don't like it either, but it's what I am. I've got like laws and shit. That's the issue. It's like not even the privileges either. There's a little bit in traditionalist, which I'd like to remove, but yeah, it's kind of hard to get humanism going. You gotta get it in the laws. You can't get it through the. Will I go reformant like Catholicism? Yeah, I'm gonna reform. I like Calvinism because it gives you a discipline. I think it's Calvinism. For clergy tax. Which one is it? Yeah, I need to reform. So the thing is, even if I don't, even if I could tax the clergy, I probably wouldn't, because I want them to be at the very least like, I want them to be at 75% satisfaction. Lutheranism is also very good. It is very good. Anything that's not the basic Catholicism is basically pretty great. But I for me, the one that gives the 5% discipline, I'm there. It's like I'm all the way for it. Especially playing on very hard. Like I'm playing on normal, like I was saying, just because this is like a return to the game. It's the beta. I want to try some stuff out, see if it still works. But we're playing Iron Man though. Oops, I just hit exit. But yeah, I like stacking up the discipline because once you get it really high, it's fucking awesome. But when you're playing on very hard, you kind of need to, like, just to be able to survive, you have to get your discipline so high. Because the computers get like a 20% bonus, which basically makes all the enemy computers Prussian. Yeah, let's go for the bureaucracy laws. Just get those unlocked. So this is almost a city. This is gonna be. They're migrating pretty slowly, but it's gonna be a city pretty soon. So we're gonna need like 1,300 gold. Yeah, getting the cities is like so important because if you look, like each, as you stack these up, they get the production efficiency bonuses. The 10 levels gives like a 7% bonus. It's just so huge. They've made it smaller now at the beta because you get big bonuses for having like lots of access to the local, to whatever the RG, whatever the thing is. Like if it's iron and you have an iron surplus, then you get a big bonus to like your production efficiency and your profitability. Before you didn't get that at all, so just anything production efficiency was king. Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna have to wrap this up here. I'm gonna try to find a good stopping point. It's way past my bedtime. I want to build a charcoal. I kind of want to save my money for now. So trade income's about the same as it has been. Despite pumping it up, it hasn't actually increased. So we're exporting tools. We're importing furs, so quite a bit of furs. Well, either way, income's still growing, so that's good. No worries, man. No worries, less stress. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. I hope to see you around more. Yeah, I just got to think of where do I want to end this here? Basically, can Woolgas form Prussia? I think anybody can form Prussia so long as you're the. You might just have to convert to the culture. Because to form Prussia, you just have to have the territory, and maybe you have to have your capital moved. But you have to have like you have to have this certain type of culture. I think I'm from North America. Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm Canadian actually. Yeah, right on, man. You from Europe? Is this like early morning for you? Okay, let's see here. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I at least want to get a few of these cities going, and then start going to war. I want to start kicking some ass. Word, yeah, usually what I'll do is I'll end up streaming EU5. I'll do it the night sometime. I'm kind of figuring out when I want to slot this in, but I'm usually at work at this time or sleeping. Word. Yeah, I usually stream later, so for you it'd be like in your evenings, because I stream like Monday to Friday, kind of like the morning daytime for myself, but I'm usually playing VR. So I'm thinking about when I want to slot in the EU5 and then just kind of do that all during the day. And then not... So I've been popping in the evening because I want to do this campaign. But, as you know, EU5 takes forever. Oh, virtual reality, man. Yeah, I play a lot of VR. So if you look at my VODs there, you can see I play a game called Contractor's Exo Zone. I don't know if you're familiar with like Escape from Tarkov. It's kind of like that in VR, so it's like a first-person shooter. But you go in to like a big map with a bunch of other players, and you like kill each other and try to get loot. It's pretty cool. I really like it. Yeah, VR, virtual reality. I have like a Oculus Quest or a Meta Quest. Yeah, it's fun. It's a good time. It's real fun. I have always loved first-person shooters. Like, I remember when I was a teenager and I finally got like an Xbox and Halo. That was my fucking jam, dude. In a Call of Duty, Battlefield after that, I've always loved them. Shooters, strategy games. Those have always been dear to me. So VR shooters, like, it's just like the next step. I play AoE4 and League, and I played a lot of Counter-Strike. Nice. Jack all trades. Yeah, man. I played a bit of League of Legends. I never got super into MOBAs. I enjoyed RTSs. Like, I played StarCraft. Counter-Strike. Everybody loves Counter-Strike. I just didn't have a PC when I was growing up until I was like a teenager. So I didn't get to play too much Counter-Strike. And then when I did get my PC, I was like, fuck, I was just so into World of Warcraft and Call of Duty, so. I played a little Counter-Strike, but kind of circled back to that one. I didn't get to play it when it was in its heyday. Okay, so this guy we can promote to head of the cat. 200 gold! Wow, what a greedy bitch. Fuck that. What the fuck? Yeah, fuck the army, fuck the navy. We're gonna be stable. Jesus, these people. They're so... You believe them? Kind of want to revoke this privilege. So... Basically, to be a to switch over to Republic, we just need plutocracy. What if I saw you push you stab to 100, almost cost nothing to maintain, just like legitimacy? No, it takes a lot to maintain. Like, so I was putting like max stability. When I was like right now it's like plus 0.5, and it's costing 16 a turn. But that's going to go down to, like... Oh, man. It drops some... stability is not quite... It doesn't scale exactly like legitimacy. So, like, when I was getting plus 0.1 or plus 0.2 stability, when I went down to, like, 0, it was, like, plus 0.6. Plus 0.5. So, stability gets expensive to try to keep up. You're more incentivized to spend it. But the bonuses for high stability are really good. Promotion speed. Eventually, no, it's not going to be close to 5. The cabinet member doesn't do all that much. It's like, what is it? Plus 0.05. You know what I mean? So you're going to get plus 0.1. You could, I guess you could maintain it. But the thing is, stability you kind of want to spend. Like, the satisfaction equilibrium's good. The rebel threshold shit is good. The promotion speed is kind of what's really good. Like, plus 44% promotion speed, that's huge. That's the point. It is nice. It is nice. I do like having high stability. Ego serfdom. I never used to. I might now. Right now, so I was going free subjects for the prosperity, because the prosperity is kind of, in my opinion, always been worth it. And it especially is now, because now prosperity also affects production efficiency. However, they just changed it in the beta. Like, within the beta, they've changed it. So now, free subjects, it doesn't even give prosperity. So it just gives, like some bullshit about levies. We don't care about levies. We're going to be professional armies immediately anyways, right? The next war we fight is going to be with professional armies. And we could have said that for the last 50 years. So all the shit about levies we don't care about. Peasant satisfaction equilibrium, they're at plus 90% right now. My people love me. I don't give a shit about that. Production speed is really good. So basically, the enfranchisement and the promotion speed. That's it. It's good. And then serfdom, enfranchisement to nobles. The nobles get really happy about that. And nobles are way harder to please, so that's kind of sweet. And then you get the raw materials upgrade. So at this point, as things stand right now, I actually lean serfdom. But I have, if you go back and watch the other videos, I will be I will say free subjects is the best. We're gonna go free subjects, but now I'm reversing that point. I don't know, if you like suck their dicks or whatever and like, you know, pump their tires, they might leave you alone. Like, I don't know how aggressive they're gonna be. If they like you. Propose a royal marriage from Finland? Yeah, sure, whatever. We'll take the prestige. And then, okay, so we need to figure out the technology here. Oh. Clergy, make the clergy happy. I think at this point, we just get the urbanization. Urbanization is super good. Brandenburg would be a good playthrough, yeah. I've been thinking about doing something Central Europe myself, actually. I just don't know. I like playing as miners. Yeah, prestige is a hard one to get, too. Like, I'm investing in culture so much. It's just difficult. You gotta go to war. You gotta fight wars and have your king lead your army. That's the only way. So, yeah, there we go. Prosperity. Easy peasy. So this is getting real close. So yeah, you know, I'm going to go up. Yeah, I'm going to go for a bit longer. Yeah. Rhine is a good campaign in the HRE. Yeah, I've been meaning to try it. I've done no HRE stuff. I've been kind of thinking, like, maybe I should just wait for because the HRE are obviously going to get a DLC soon. So I'm like, man, maybe I should just wait. One playthrough, what I've been wanting to do is do a playthrough where, like, I want to learn and master the exploration and, like, really figure it out and play as somebody, like, probably a maritime power, and make my goal to just, like, explore and conquer all the way through to get cloves and then build a trade network to bring cloves in. I like doing shit like that. Let's see, diplomacy, still invest in the new noble. Yeah, it's fine. We'll move towards aristocracy. We want aristocracy, I think. Let me double check. I believe aristocracy gives us discipline. And we're not going to go a republic. Double check. Yeah, it still gives discipline. We're gonna go aristocracy. Portugal, that's a cool one too. All right, yeah. I'm gonna save it here. We're off. We've got our economy pumping away. We've gone from what 60 to 80 income. That rules. Stuff's starting to happen. It's all coming together for us. So yeah, I'm gonna save it here. So it's Iron Man, so it's already saved. I'm gonna roll. Less stress. Thanks for popping in. I hope to see you again, man. And yeah, let me know. I want to know what your next campaign is. I'm curious what you do, and shed some light on like how the hell do you even Europe? You know what I mean? I've just been so, like, dude. I went from my Ottomans. I did a couple of games with Ottomans, and then immediately to like Denmark and Sweden. I just skipped over all of Europe because I don't like playing as the big powers because I feel like it's too easy. So I kind of play as the little guys. So like something in here would be pretty freaking cool, or maybe in there. France scared me. Yeah, France is scary. Truly. Yeah, I don't know. I might try a Muscovy game. I've been kind of thinking just as a meme to do like Muscovy and then go Republic and then Peasant Republic and basically try to form Russia as the USSR. You know what I mean? As a Peasant Republic. I thought that'd be cool. I like doing really Muscovy and Russia, yeah. But as a but the thing is, I would also try to go into Republic and then Peasant Republic right away. So I'm fucking communist. Basically is the idea. I want to try that out. I want to try out. I want to try republics. Basically, they call to me because like I don't know the way I look at it. I like trying things that are just different and wacky. You can be over. Yeah, I played it. So I played it a little while ago. Just kind of opened the game, and at least pre-beta, I found that you could just open as Muscovy, build some heavy cavalry, and fucking dominate. It was ridiculous. So like I just controlled. I was only like 50 years in, and I just controlled so much of this territory, and like the horde was already broken. It was nonsense. Yeah, man. In the Cav meta, yeah, Cav was a bit strong at that time. I don't know. I think so. Some of the changes to combat they're bringing in with the beta are really interesting, but early game, heavy Cav were busted. I don't know if they still are. Yeah, happy to see you too, man. You have a great night. I'm gonna wrap it up in ZZZ. I'm so tired. But yeah, I usually stream during evening time, so hopefully I'll catch you again, man. Take it easy.